Every day across the county, people are looking to turn a passion into a reality. They want to do something to make a difference to their community or to the lives of others. A lot of activity happens naturally and informally, but there may come a time when you need to make things more formal and develop a structure and a plan.
We wanted to set up a charity, but we weren't sure where to begin.
We were looking for help to get funding for our voluntary group.
I wanted to open a community cafe, but I really didn't know where to start.
We formed the Great Sailing Action Group to make a difference in our community.
If you have the passion to make things happen, this overview aims to help you get started and point you in the right direction. Once you have discovered a particular need in your area, it's important to do your homework first. For example, is there an existing group carrying out the same or similar work? If so, joining forces with them could well be your best option. For research, you may find it useful to take a look at the Voluntary and Community Sector Information Highway and Database. Developer Chris Beals has been managing the database and is passionate about its benefit to the sector.
I think the internet is a vital resource when you're looking to research the sector in Essex. We've got on the Essex website the VCS Information Highway and also the VCS database. The VCS database allows you to search for different types of services that are being delivered. You can select these organisations to find out more information on them. You can search by where they're located, and you can also show these results on a very visual map. The VCS Information Highway provides a tool for you to search local and national organisations offering support to voluntary and community organisations. It's basically a Google search for voluntary community organisations who are looking for support.
If your project is truly unique, then you need to know how to set up the right organisation for you. The following organisations have all faced such challenges. Business Opportunities for the Physically Handicapped, known as BOF, is a registered charity based on Canvey Island. Here, adults with disabilities and those with learning difficulties can work daily on a variety of jobs to support local business. Rainbow Supreme Twirlers are based in northwest Chelmsford, located in Chelmsford's area of deprivation. Here, a group of mums have created a popular club for children to hone their baton twirling skills for both performing and competing. Baton twirling is a recognised competitive sport, classified as a form of rhythmic gymnastics. The Juice Project in Great Dunmow is a community cafe that employs young people with educational challenges to improve their confidence and working skills. Profits from the cafe are used to pay for all the training and to subsidise prices for the under-19s. And Great Sailing Action Group got together to make a difference to their village by undertaking several community projects in their area. For BOF's founder, Joan Lithgow, her charity was founded for very personal reasons.
The idea came about because my granddaughter's disabled, and when she was leaving school we found there wasn't many prospects for them, and so we wanted to open somewhere where they could come and feel they were like a normal able-bodied person coming to work.
We have physically handicapped and learning disabilities, and they come here 5 days a week for as long as they want to come here. Most places you can only go for 6 months.
It took us a month to actually get up and running. Difficulties was finding uniforms, just getting money really from people, people didn't know who we were, and asking different companies, the doors were being shut in our face.
Formed the Juice Project because I was personally aware of lacking of services in rural communities, and then having been made redundant went and interviewed a lot of local young people who told us about what was missing and what they needed.
The Great Sailing Action Group came about because there's a lot of children in the village with nothing to do. The community spirit wasn't there, and people were just sitting behind their closed doors moaning about what wasn't there. We decided to go and find out what they wanted and try and get it for them.
As you can see from these inspirational and very different groups, before you start, allow yourself time to consider the following. Be clear about what your project is trying to do. What difference are you trying to make? And do your research.
We did 150 face-to-face interviews and surveys with young people, both at the youth club and local school, and we also looked at local surveys that have been done by the district council and so on.
We sent out questionnaires all around the village to get the initial ideas, to see if there was any need for anything. From the consultation to doing the actual parish plan, where it will be an actual document what we send round to the whole village. So then everything we've done is well researched.
Whatever your chosen project, you will need to choose the right structure. You could consider whether you will be eligible to become a charity. This will give you access to certain tax exemptions, reliefs and possible funding streams. Your local council for voluntary service, referred to as a CVS, will be happy to work through the detail with you and assist you with any queries you may have. So, when is it right to set up a charity? A charity is a particular type of voluntary organisation with a distinctive legal form that must benefit the public, not an individual. Once a membership-based voluntary organisation has developed a constitution, it becomes known as a voluntary association. This may suffice, but is it possible that charitable status is right for your group? There is a lot of help in the sector to support and guide you through the processes, such as your local CVS. These bodies are known as infrastructure organisations. Rainbow Supreme Twirlers have been assisted by Chelmsford CVS.
We've helped them develop safeguarding policies, we've helped them with their constitution, we have helped them with their finances and with our counterparts in another CVS in Colchester.
When we did first start up, we didn't know what we were doing, and we got a phone call saying that CVS is here to help.
The paperwork side of it, the secretarial side, which I really am passionate about, I think it's really important that you keep everything up to date, you keep all your paperwork, don't even throw the smallest of receipts away.
The Colchester CVS Community Accounts Project offers a range of financial services to provide support and advice to the voluntary sector. The project's aim is to provide services which make a positive impact on an organisation in order to improve financial reporting.
Chelmsford CVS contacted us as Rainbow Twirlers they'd identified that they had some problems with their financial records. They'd had a problem with the grant application. So we helped them sort of step by step to create the spreadsheet, so that what we've now been able to do is to draft a set of accounts for them, which they can now use for their funding applications, which should stand them in better stead.
In addition to the CVS network, other specialist infrastructure organisations exist across the county to assist and support specific areas of voluntary and community sector activity. Some examples of areas supported by specialist infrastructure organisations are disability, racial equality, training, environment, conservation, young people and rural issues. For example, ECVIS, Essex Council for Voluntary Youth Services, provides specialist support for organisations serving children and young people throughout Essex, Southend and Thurrock. While Great Sailing Action Group have been supported through their development by the Rural Community Council Essex, RCCE, who work with rural voluntary and community groups across the county.
RCCE works with community groups to help them become more self-sufficient and to do more things for themselves. So we work on projects to do with transport, access to services, housing, play areas, community halls principally.
The Action Group were helped specifically in their development by the Community Engagement Team at RCCE.
The Community Engagement Team helps communities to produce a plan for their area, so they involve as many local people as they possibly can to find out their views and opinions, their needs and aspirations for the future, so that the community can produce a document that can then be used to take actions forward, to actually clearly set out what it is they need to do.
Our group is a constituted group. We got advice from Jan Cole from the RCCE, who sent us a template of a constitution which we were able to adapt to fit our group's needs.
BOF is a successful and long-standing charity now in its 16th year. but they still find the support of their local CVS, Castle Point Association of Voluntary Services, CAVS, invaluable.
As an organisation, we provide information, support and advice on how to gain funding from independent funders. It's very difficult for charities and groups like this to get continuing funding, as there are so many different organisations out there seeking funding all the time. And as an organisation such as CAVS, we're out there trying to do our best to get money and funding for a group like BOF.
If you are considering activities which could provide you with a salary, potentially more financial independence and offer more sustainability, you might wish to consider other types of organisational structures. Such structures can mean that you become less reliant on external funding. These can be known as social enterprises, and one such structure is a community interest company, or KIC. The Juice Project is an example of this, which is a limited company created for the benefit of the community.
A social enterprise produces its own money to pay for the social purposes, and therefore it's sustainable. It's not reliant on changes in the political wind, and it's not reliant on grant funding going forward. As for which kind of KIC, community interest company, to have, I went to Business Link, and their specialist social enterprise advisor advised me about what was most suitable for our company that we were setting up.
Katie's Cafe provides both vital work and training experiences for young adults, as well as tuition to improve their educational standards.
As well as gaining qualifications and support with maths and English and all that kind of thing, they all have different needs, but the main thing they need is to increase their confidence in order to allow them to learn and to move on to other things.
The help that I get is with my MVQ work from Susie, and I have a lady that comes in called Liz that helps me with my reading and my spellings and my writing. Now I'm working here, I've just improved so much.
Apart from a great idea and passion for your project, good leadership and governance is absolutely crucial. Ensure that you are supported by an enthusiastic and committed team who will need to adopt a clear vision, mission and values. BOF's success has been in no small part due to the support of a dedicated team of trustees and a committee who have a real strategic vision. To further their plans for expansion, BOF has opened up a charity shop in Canvey Island, staffed by volunteers, which has proved a great success.
The shop is to raise funds to help us expand the workshop. We have 20 disabled people come there at the moment, and we've got about 20 on our waiting list, and we will be able to expand if we get bigger premises, and the shop is here to help fund that.
Apart from clear and focused financial planning and funding, you will need policies in place to deal with staff. Furthermore, if you will be involving volunteers, there are also volunteer involvement procedures you will need to follow.
We very much treat our volunteers as employees. They just don't get paid, so they're workers in the organisation, and they have the same kinds of benefits in terms of being entitled to food and drink when they're here, and appraisal. So it's just taking them seriously as a worker, because they're a very key part of the work that goes on in the enterprise.
Involving a team of volunteers can be invaluable to the smooth running and development of your organisation, while becoming a volunteer can enrich and change the lives of the volunteer themselves, as well as those they aim to support.
I was on the verge of a breakdown last year, and mixing back in with people again and seeing what others perhaps have to suffer, and makes you not feel so sorry for yourself. But the fact that we're raising funds for such underprivileged part of society gives you a lot of satisfaction.
Running an organisation can seem quite daunting at first, but your local CVS and Volunteer Centre are among those organisations which will be able to help you access training courses in specific areas, tailored for the voluntary and community sector.